Hi everyone. Today we are going to present THT6, which is the type of conflicts and type of negotiator. My name is YING and my Mengci number is 211543.
My name is Zhang Mengci. My management number is 208757.
My name is Lim and my record number is 207136.
Okay, let's start from the meaning of conflict. So conflict can always be found in society. This is an argument, a disagreement, and a struggle and a clash of interest, opinion, or even a principle. So the basis of conflict may vary to be personal, racial, class, political, and international. And also, primary cause of conflict can be divided by 4, which is information, values, skills, and environments. This is a 4 type of conflict: intrapersonal, interpersonal, intragroup, and intergroup. So for the intrapersonal, refer to an internal dispute and involve only one individual and arise out of your own thoughts, emotion, ideal, value, and have a sense of being integrated to perform a task. So which means you are not satisfied of yourself, or you are not satisfied of your performance. So intrapersonal also conflict can arise because of difference in roles. So this is an example for intrapersonal. A worker who goes it is to earn her MBA might experience an intrapersonal conflict when she offers a position that requires her to transfer to a different state. So this may involve the primary causes of conflict, which is the information and also the environment, because this worker in this example cannot play well. The strength of the worker cannot play well because of the restriction environment. The interpersonal are different. Interpersonal and intrapersonal are different. Interpersonal are occurs between 2 or more people in a larger organization, used to describe a conflict that someone has with themselves, result from different personalities or differing perspectives on how to accomplish goals. I think there was ever conflict. This is an example for the intrapersonal. Sylvia has been digital marketer in her company for 4 years and always anticipated that she would take the place of the director of marketing when she retired. However, when it was time to fill the role, the company hired another employee who had only been with the company for 1 year. Sylvia was upset with both her former supervisor and her new supervisor, although she never communicated her feelings with either of them. So, Sylvia had this example have involved the primary cause of conflict, which is information, because Sylvia doesn't get any information of her about the position, and also Sylvia doesn't communicate well and properly with her supervisor.
Okay, next I will introduce the intergroup. The intergroup conflict occurs between members of single group, where there are multiple people with varying opinions, backgrounds, and experiences working towards a common goal. Even though they may all want to achieve the same goal, they may disagree about how to reach it. Intergroup conflicts can also occur when team members have differences in communication styles and personalities. Okay, there's an example about intergroup. So a company is about to launch a new product, and A and B believe that the best marketing strategy is a direct mail campaign to a targeted audience. C and D believe that social media ads are a better approach. E believe that an influencer campaign would have the strongest impact. Because of the disagreement, no campaign strategy is created, and the launch date is only 2 weeks away. Tension is so high, and the delays impact other departments. This example shows that the team members in the same group have different opinions on the implementation of the plan, which affect the cooperation with other departments. Next, please. Okay, next is the intergroup. The intergroup conflicts refers to conflicts that occurs between different groups. In work organization, intergroup conflicts mainly include horizontal conflicts and the vertical conflict. Vertical conflicts mainly occurs between like different management level, like high level, medium level, and lower level. And horizontal conflicts mainly occurs between different departments, like management department or financial department, something like that. Next. Okay, there's another example. The marketing team at the e-commerce company is promoting an all-new initiative that should help increase the average value of every order by 15%. They create a timeline and notify customers of the launch days. However, the web developers in charge of creating and implementing the new functionality of the website are behind the schedule. Despite their best effort, the web developers are frustrated because of the unrealistic deadlines, and the marketing department is also frustrated about the delaying the launch. This represents a conflict between different departments, which will affect the progress of the original goal. Okay, next I will introduce the 4 types of the negotiators, which are competitors, collaborators, compromisers, and accommodators. The first one is competitor negotiator. This negotiator takes a confrontational approach and prioritize their own interest over the other party's interest. They willing to take risks and make aggressive demands. They tend to see negotiation as a zero-sum game, where there are only winners and losers. And useful in negotiation where there is a significant power imbalance or when the stakes are high. Okay, this is an example of the competitor negotiator. A company is negotiating to buy another company, and the competitor takes a firm stance and emphasizes their own interest in the deal, even if it means sacrificing some of the other company needs or position. Next, I will pass to Lin to continue our presentation.
Next, I will continue the presentation. So the second is collaborator negotiator. This type of negotiator take a cooperative approach and focus on finding mutually beneficial solutions. And they are good at building trust and rapport with the other party. And they are willing to make concessions to achieve a positive outcome for both sides. And this approach effective in negotiations where there is high degree of interdependence between the parties or where long-term relationships are important. So these kinds of negotiations can use in this situation. For example, 2 businesses are negotiating a partnership and the collaborators take a proactive and cooperative attitude, seeking common interests and building trust and cooperative relationships between the parties. They work together to create a mutually beneficial agreement that both parties are happy with. So next, compromiser negotiator. This type of negotiator willing to make concessions to reach a middle ground that is acceptable to both parties. They are good at finding common ground and making trade-offs. This approach useful in negotiations where both parties have some bargaining power and where it is important to reach an agreement quickly. So this type of negotiations can use in this situation. A company is negotiating with a supplier to buy goods at certain price. The supplier wants a higher price, but the company wants a lower price. The compromiser finds a middle ground that is acceptable to both parties and achieve a mutually acceptable outcome. The last one is accommodator negotiator. This type of negotiator willing to make significant concessions to meet the needs of the other party, and they are prioritize maintaining relationships and may be willing to sacrifice their own interests in order to achieve a positive outcome for the other party. And this approach useful in negotiations where preserving relationships is important or where the other party has significant bargaining power. For example, a company is negotiating a contract with a new client and the accommodator is willing to make significant concessions to meet the needs of the client. They prioritize maintaining a positive relationship with the client and are willing to sacrifice some of their own interests to achieve a positive outcome for the client. So that's all for our presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.